It's been a few months since the release of the Pokémon GO Plus, and there's actually a lot of things related to this device that makes it absolutely essential for any Pokémon GO player. In this video, I'm going to be going over some secret tips and tricks that you need to know when it comes to using a Pokémon GO Plus, and I really hope these tricks will help you elevate your gameplay. Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Today is going to be all about the Pokemon GO Plus. This device has done a lot for Pokemon Go players ever since it was released. This is essentially an auto catcher, but it's also a very nice tool for collecting a lot of Stardust, as well as some extra buddy hearts for your buddies. So for a lot of players out there who are trying to grind out best buddies with a bunch of their Pokemon, this device is absolutely essential, and I'm going to be going over why. But first and foremost, let's talk about what this device actually does. Yes, it is an auto catcher, meaning once you turn it on and attach it to your Pokemon Go account, you're going to be able to automatically catch Pokemon around you while this device is active. You're also going to be able to catch Pokemon using Ultra Balls and Great Balls without ever having to actually be in the game. What you could do is turn on this device, go into the settings, and set it so that you could catch every Pokemon with the press of a button using Ultra Balls or Great Balls, and you're going to be able to catch all the Pokemon around you using those balls. This makes collecting Pokemon en masse a lot easier. Considering that you do not have to manually catch every single Pokemon with this device, it is an absolute game changer. The fact that you can auto catch Pokemon is already kind of broken, but this device is official from Pokemon Go and Niantic. So yeah, there's no cheats here. This device is allowed to be used, and you are going to catch a lot more Pokemon when you have it. And of course, it's not just about auto catching. You could also spin Pokestops automatically with this device, so if you're walking around and you do not want to look at your screen and drain the battery, you're still going to be collecting Pokeballs and items from Pokestops as long as the device is active. But it's not just collecting Pokemon and Pokeballs that this device does. It also tracks your sleep. Now, why is that important? Well, if you're also playing the game Pokemon Sleep, this device is going to be handy for that game as well. But when it comes to Pokemon Go, you actually get nice daily bonuses when you track your sleep. Depending on how many hours of sleep that this device has tracked, you're going to get yourself more and more rewards. At every tier, you're going to get a certain amount of Stardust as well as a buddy heart for your current buddy. And if you maximize the amount of sleep up to 7 hours, you're going to get 2,500 Stardust, 2 buddy hearts, as well as a free sticker. That's the maximum rewards for tracking your sleep, and it's essentially free. You're not doing anything to get those rewards, as long as you're tracking your sleep with this device. In order to track your sleep, all you have to do is hold down the button, and you're gonna see that it flashes blue, and all you have to do is set it next to your pillow wherever you're sleeping. And when you wake up, you will want to hold it down once again, and you're gonna see it flash a bunch of different colors, and that's how you know it tracked your sleep entirely. This actually leads me to the first hidden tip when it comes to this device. In order to maximize the amount of sleep that it is tracking and get the best rewards, you will want to have the device tracking your sleeping, even if you're not sleeping. So what do I mean by this? Well, you could actually set it to the sleep tracking mode and then put it somewhere on your desk, and then you can go and work and do whatever you want to do throughout the day, and then you will want to come back and hold down the button in order to stop the sleep tracking. And yes, the amount of hours that it counted is actually going to count towards your entire total of the amount you slept, even though you did not actually sleep that amount. Some people might consider this cheating, but this is a method that you could utilize when it comes to this device in order to maximize your rewards at the beginning of each day. Unless, of course, you're actually sleeping for 7 hours every day. Well, congratulations, you're sleeping a lot more than the most of us. You will want to utilize this trick in order to get the best rewards every day. Now, the second hidden tip is in regards to getting those Stardust rewards. Now, if you want to maximize the amount of Stardust that you get, you will want to make sure you use your star pieces. Something that you need to keep in mind is that you can actually set the time for when you can collect your rewards for using this device. So you could set it to about 9 a.m., which means every week when you collect your Adventure Sync rewards, you could pop a star piece before that, and then you can connect your Pokemon GO Plus in order to get those Stardust rewards alongside the Adventure Sync rewards. That's going to maximize the amount of Stardust that you get with one star piece. Now, one of the biggest issues with using a Pokemon GO Plus is that you're constantly going to be running out of Pokeballs, and that is because you're auto-catching Pokemon, so there really isn't too much Pokeball management. Like, it's going to be throwing whatever Pokeball to catch whatever Pokemon on screen, and you're not going to be able to skip any Pokemon that are not worth the Pokeballs. So ultimately, you're going to run out of Pokeballs really quickly. The best way to keep your Pokeball stocked up is to simply turn off the auto-catching feature, but keep on the auto-spinning feature as often as you can. Rather than having both the auto-catch and auto-spin features turned on constantly, what I like to do is block out certain days throughout the week that will be dedicated to spinning Pokestops and other days that will be dedicated to catching Pokemon. It's basically every other day where I do not catch as many Pokemon as I can and instead try to spin as many Pokestops as I can. I also try to open up as many gifts as I can, whatever I can do to replenish as many Pokeballs as possible for the days where I go hardcore catching. And then on those days, I turn on my Pokemon GO Plus and I just let it catch as much as it wants throughout the day. If you kind of employ this sort of strategy of scheduling out when you catch and when you spin, you're basically never going to run out of Pokeballs and you're going to be catching a consistent amount of Pokemon. And this is a great way to use this device because otherwise you're just going to end up always lacking Pokeballs and it's going to be very frustrating, especially when you come across a shiny in the wild that you've been wanting for a long time. So yeah, overall, this device is phenomenal for any Pokemon GO player. You're going to amass yourself a ton of Stardust, you're going to elevate your gameplay to levels that you've never seen before, and you're going to have access to rewards that other players will not have, such as the sleep tracking functionality. This is a very awesome device, and I highly suggest you pick it up if you haven't done so already. It's definitely worth the investment, especially if you want to get ahead in Pokemon Go. But in any case, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I would love to know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about in the comments. Is there a particular tip that I forgot to mention regarding this device? Definitely say so, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it and found it to be informative, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons in my Patreon family. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then make sure you go and check out the links in the description below. For every person in my Patreon family, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list, which means they are always getting invites to remote raids, as well as collecting experience with the friendship system with me. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. Also, if you want to support my channel non-monetarily, you could always do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula, and I'm on the following platforms. Alright, and with that said, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula, be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.